Good afternoon. Ham Radio 2.0 episode somewhere in the north end of 125. What have we all been waiting for? Well, a lot of things, right? MD9600 version 3 coming up right now. So the version 3 of the MD9600 radio. My dogs are outside making noise, but I don't think it comes through the camera. The version 3 of the MD9600 radio is TYT's latest attempt at a dual band DMR mobile radio. And I say attempt, it's a good attempt. It's a very good attempt. So when you get a version, they're calling it version 3. It's actually version 2.01. Because when you get it and you read the radio with the CPS, it comes up and it says hardware version 2.01. It takes firmware version 5.05 or later. 5.05 is the latest one that's out at the time of this recording. So it takes, and you can't load firmware 5.05 on version 1 or 2 radio. So if you've got firmware version 5.05 or later, you should have a version, what they call version 3. They call it version 3. But it's hardware version 2.01. So the main thing, TYT told me the main thing between the versions 2 and 3 is that they almost eliminated the speaker pop in version 2. I actually got a version 2 sitting right over there. And they've almost eliminated the speaker pop in version 2, but it's still kind of there. Version 3, it's completely gone. And they say that's the only difference. Okay, the microphone backlight was fixed on both versions. Don't have to worry about microphone backlight on either version. It was eliminated in version 2. I'm told, I haven't tested this because I don't have any VHF DMR repeaters in my area, but I'm told that the VHF warbling, distorted speech has also been fixed in the version 3. So we can do some VHF repeaters here in just a second. And last week I recorded the Texas statewide net, held on Talk Group 3148, and I got, after I loaded the entire database of contacts into the radio earlier that day, I set the camera and I just hit record, and I actually went to a club meeting. So it recorded the entire statewide net, which is about 40 minutes, something like that. Texas statewide net. The original Texas statewide net. It's been going for just about 4.5 years now. So you can see what the screen looks like when it comes on. You can see that there's no speaker pop at the end of a transmission, a received transmission, and you can see the layout after I load the entire contacts database into the radio, which is possible with the 100,000 contacts version of the firmware for 5.05. I had to load that in there. It takes a while to write 76. There's about just over 76,000 contacts in the DMR Mark database at the time of this recording. It takes a while to write all those into the radio, but it works. It does it, and that is that. So let's take a look at this is just going to be a real short video about the MD9600 version 3. Make sure that your retailer, whoever your retailer is, that you're purchasing the radio from has what they're calling version 3. And ask them, when you read the radio, what hardware version comes up. And if it's 2.01, then that's version 3. TYT's calling it version 3. But in reality, it's version 2.01. So let's take a look at the radio. I'm going to go through a couple of menus in the radio with you guys, and then I will show you the statewide net.
Today's episode of Ham Radio 2.0 is brought to you by Arden, the Amateur Radio Emergency Data Network. The Amateur Radio Emergency Data Network is an open source project that brings emergency communications into the 21st century. With easily available commercial equipment, you can build a low-cost, high-speed network. Visit the Arden website at www.arden.org for more information. Arden branded equipment labels, embroidered patches, and apparel are available on the website by clicking on the Shop menu button.
Obviously, this is the screen of the radio. Let's get this is VHF on, and I'm on an outside antenna here. KC5 HWB test. So we're at 37 watts on VHF high power. Utilities, radio settings, power is high. Low, mid-low, mid, and high. KC5 HWB test. 7.5 watts on low, about 37 watts on high. So let's go to V8 or UHF station. There's nobody usually over here. That's high power. KC5 HWB test. So 32 watts on high power on UHF. Oops. KC5 HWB test. So 6 watts on low power UHF. So here's Metro, DFW Metro. I've got on low power because I'm just going into my backyard repeater out here. Oh, I forgot to switch bands here. KC5 HWB test QSY. So let's go up here. KC5 HWB testing, DFW Metro. See if someone comes back to us here or not. Zoom in a touch. But if you look, focus. There's Roger. Okay. See how the D is outlined right there? And it's not, and now it goes back to solid. You see that happen? So there's some kind of timeout timer that is going on. Hey Roger, I'm testing this new dual band TYT DMR mobile radio from the shack out here. How does it sound? See, you'll see it go back, and it's like a D that's outlined, D for digital that's outlined.
Oh, it's coming in good. 59 RSSI on the, what you call it here. What radio are you testing?
And when he unkeys, it's still there. But if I try to key up before that D goes solid, I get the bonk. There's some kind of like delay on it. It is the TYT dual band DMR mobile radio. I've got it set up here in the shack.
Well, it sounds good. Yeah, it sounds really good. Mobile, okay. That's mobile now. Yeah, it sounds good.
So now that it's the outline D, I got to wait until it to go back solid, so I can't reply back to him immediately. I need to check and see if there's a setting in the menu that changes that. Okay, good deal. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm doing some updated videos for this radio. This is version 3 of the radio. The first version had some problems with it. Seems like they fixed everything with it, so I think it's doing pretty good now. See, like when I unkeyed, same thing.
Yeah, it sounded good. I'm on a portable here now in my house too. I just want to check the RSSI on it. So it's a lot higher. But anyway, get too low.
Now when the screen goes off, the outlined D right there, I can't key up until it turns back. Yeah, you're solid into it. I'm not looking at NetWatch right now. But as far as audio coming back, sound pretty good. And if I unkey and the screen goes back to where it was, it's still the outline D. I can't key up again.
Yeah, I went over that. Yeah. And kind of a disappointing, but I can't tell. But not just nice. It's coming in good. What's that? You must be on a external antenna with your rig.
Yeah, I told him he was sounding good. And now he must have moved or something. So I got to wait for the D to go back. There it goes. Yeah, I'm on, I've got it connected to my outside J-pole right now, where my analog radio is usually connected. But in fact, I've got a couple of the analog frequencies in it. So I've got the bottom band listening to analog while the top band's monitoring Metro usually. I've had it set up like that for about a week. So you'll see this go off, outlined D, and he'll key up, and that's fine.
I guess my if 800 is about the same on high power as the low power.
Mhm.
Lower power is high, a little bit different, I guess. But anyway, sounded good. I felt like get everything set up for a couple weeks from now.
Wait for the D to go back to normal. There it goes. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, cool, man. I'm appreciate it. I'm going to finish up a couple touches on this video. That last transmission was fine. The transmission before that, it sounded like you moved around a little bit or something. But yeah, I mean, every transmission except for the second to last one was solid into the repeater, so you're doing just fine there.
Yeah, with the HD, I was looking around a little bit just about that also. Okay, Jason. Well, you know, or you have a video when you get it done. Dale.
As soon as he unkeys, if you try to go back, immediately it does that. But if you see, every time I do that, it changes the D from the outline D to the solid D, and now I can key up. Okay, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for helping me test KC5HWB on Metro. So, but if you just wait for it, it will go back by itself. There's just like a 2 or 3 second delay. And then it goes back right there, and then I can key up again. So some people were reporting that the radio would bonk for no reason. That's something I discovered with this new version. I sent my old version back, so I don't have my original version 1. The version 2 is right here. This is the version 2 radio. The only reason I know it's the version 2 is because I've had it since they sent it to me, saying, hey, this is version 2. So I marked it because they all look the same. But that's one thing. So if you get one of these radios, you're like, oh, it bonks when there's no activity. Well, you're not waiting long enough after the transmission to key up. And again, there may be a setting in the radio where you can fix that, and I'm going to have to research and see if TYT has any information on that or if it's in the manual or something like that.
Well, good evening, everyone. This is November 5, Yankee Echo Yankee. My name is Mark, and I'll be the net control for the January 17th, 2018 edition of the Texas Statewide DMRNet. My QTH is in Kilgore, Texas, which is in East Texas, 130 miles or so southeast of Dallas, where it's a terrific 26 degrees outside. Definitely ready for the cold to go away. This net is transmitting on the DMR MARC network, Talker 3148. commonly referred to as the Texas Statewide or the Lone Star Talk Group. All licensed amateur radio operators are welcomed and encouraged to join the net. The purpose of the net is to promote and discuss DMR for amateur radio operators. Discussion topics can include introductions from hams who are new to DMR, new DMR repeaters in your area, new DMR radios you have heard about or recently acquired, or any technical support you might need. This will be a directed net, so please wait to be acknowledged by net control before proceeding with your comments. But comments and questions of any subject related to DMR or amateur radio in general are acceptable. We also welcome check-ins from other states. Anyone with access to the Texas Statewide Talk Group is welcome to join the net. So, it's been a while since I've been net control. It's actually been a while since I've checked into one of the nets. It's been a busy past few months. And the last time I was supposed to be net control, the company that I work for unexpectedly sent me to California. And I didn't have access to the net from out there. So that's where I've been and what I've been doing. So I guess we'll go ahead and start taking check-ins now. So any station wishing to check in, please come down with your call sign phonetically and slowly, followed by your name and location. And let me say again, slowly. I'm trying to write this with the pencil and listen all at the same time. So we'll go ahead and start taking check-ins. So please come out.
This is Kilo Golf 5, Romeo Bravo Golf, mobile in Dallas. Name is Rich, no traffic.
Kilo Golf 5, Hotel Charlie Lima, RJ, mobile, Dallas, no comment.
Whiskey 5, Kilo Mike Charlie, Kenneth, mobile in Weatherford.
Sam in Tyler, I have no traffic tonight. Kilo Golf 5, Echo Lima, Charles in Tyler, no traffic. Kilo 5, Yankee Bravo X-Ray, Rich in Argyle, no traffic.
Whiskey 5, Golf Mike, J in Lowry Crossing, no traffic.
Kilowatt Echo 5, Papa Lima, John in Midland, no traffic.
November 5, Romeo India Victor, Tom and Klein, no traffic.
Okay, very good. I got KG5 RBG, KG5 HCL, K5 SJP, KG5 Echo Lima, K5 YBX, W5 GM, KE5 PL, and N5 RIV. So good evening, everyone. I think everyone said they didn't have any comments, but in that first group, if you have a comment, go ahead, in case I missed it. Okay. I guess we'll continue on taking check-ins. If you want to check into the Texas statewide DMR net, please come now.
Whiskey 5, Kilo Mike Charlie, name is Kenneth, a mobile in Weatherford, no traffic.
This has been Ham Radio 2.0, a YouTube production by KC5HWB. Visit our website at www.livefromthehamshack.tv. Please also stop by our Facebook page at fb.me/hamradio2. Be sure and subscribe here on YouTube to keep up with all the new videos that are posted nearly every Monday. 73s everyone, and thanks for watching.